Welcome to Brain Vision.
Chapter 3, Problem 32 says, how is the electron configuration of an anion different from that of the corresponding neutral atom? And how is the electron configuration of a cation different? So what is an anion? An anion is something that gains electrons. When something gaining electrons becomes more negative. It often has a negative charge. If you think about a cation is opposite. It is something that loses electrons. Loses electrons, and it becomes more positive. Let's make sure we spelled that correctly. There we go. So the electron configuration of an anion would be different from that of a cation because the number of electrons is different. Anions are generally located on the right side of the periodic table as nonmetals. So let's choose an anion. We'll choose oxygen. The electron configuration for oxygen is as follows. A neutral atom of oxygen would be 1s2, 2s2, and then we move into the p orbitals. So that would be 2p, and because this is element number 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the p orbital would be 2p4. We can make sure this is correct because the atomic number of a neutral atom is the number of protons, which is equal to the number of electrons. The atomic number here is 8, so we should have 8 electrons. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is correct. But as an anion, oxygen, so this would be a neutral atom of oxygen. As an anion, oxygen has a 2- charge, which means it gained 2 electrons. So let its electron configuration be 1s2, 2s2, and 2p. Instead of 4, we add 2 electrons and it becomes 2p6. And this is because we add 2 electrons, and I'm going to show electrons by this symbol here. We add 2 negatives and it becomes 2p6. So when you have an anion, the electron configuration has more electrons. Let's think about a cation. A cation is something that's a metal, usually on the left side of the periodic table. And so we're going to choose beryllium to be our cation. Electron configuration for a cation for beryllium is 1s2, and it's 2, and it's in the 2s orbital, so it would only be 2s2. That's a neutral atom in beryllium. But when beryllium is a cation, it becomes B, two plus, because it loses electrons, so it becomes more and more positive. So the electron configuration of a cation of beryllium would be 1s2. And that is it. Neutral atom of beryllium has 4 protons because 4 is the atomic number, so it has 1, 2, 3, 4 electrons. But a cation beryllium is 2 plus charge, so it has 2 less electrons, having it 1s2, only 2 electrons there. So in this case, we are minusing 2 electrons. So the electron configuration of an anion has more electrons, whereas the electron configuration of a cation has less electrons than the neutral atom.